6.
Eagle Eye TV has done a great job.
Welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6.
We are just having a great time here in Auburn, Alabama. The party is not over yet.
Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Brady Huneycutt.
And I'm Lucy Chapman. Thank you for joining us.
Auburn's Student Government Association hosted their major candidate debate on Tuesday, February 3rd. The debate was moderated by Eagle Eye's station manager Jack Sublett and the Auburn Plainsman editor-in-chief Rochelle Brooks. They gave each candidate 1 minute for opening remarks, then asked each candidate a series of questions. During the VP and presidential debate portion, this was followed by a 45-second rebuttal from the opposing candidate. Each candidate ended the round with 30-second closing remarks. Prior to the event starting, Eagle Eye's Lucas Hazelrigg interviewed outgoing SGA President Owen Beaverstock. His encouragement to the candidates was, quote, "What an incredible opportunity it is to serve something that's bigger than each and every one of you guys." Voting opens tomorrow at 7 a.m. and closes at 3 p.m. To cast your vote, go to aub.ie/SGA-vote.
The Circle, Auburn's student magazine, is doing a final call for submissions for their spring edition. The Auburn Circle submission deadline is this Friday. The Circle looks for authenticity and creativity in their content. Submissions are open on Submittable and will be sorted into categories of poetry, music, visual arts, architecture, fashion, and more. Assistant editor of the Auburn Circle, Jules Acombe, advises that first-time submitters should submit work that they feel confident in and enjoy creating.
So after submissions close, we usually take about a weekend, maybe like 4 or 5 days for all of our members to look at, read, rank their submissions based off of those, like skill, technique, story, character, all these different categories.
If you're an artist or looking to show your work, make sure to submit before tomorrow so your work can be seen by the Auburn family. There are only 5 submissions per student, so make sure the submissions are your best.
It's officially been a month since New Year's, and the big question on campus is whether students have been following their resolutions. Eagle Eye's Allison Thomas got the opportunity to catch up with Auburn students about their resolutions.
With the start of a new year comes new goals and new challenges. New Year's resolutions are in full swing, and I decided to check in with some Auburn students to see how they're keeping up with their resolutions. Do you have a New Year's resolution?
I do. To get closer to God.
I want to get in bed on time. I have a schedule every day and read my Bible every day.
I have a few. My first one is I want to go to the gym consistently, which I haven't really been doing for the past year. And then the second one is to eat healthier.
How has that been going so far this year?
Not great, not great. Very poorly, actually. But that is still a goal I want to have.
Yeah. How has it been going thus far?
Thus far, it's been going very well. I bought a new gym membership, and in terms of eating healthier, not as well.
Okay.
Usually it's fitness related and I don't follow it, but this one I've been pretty good about, so.
Sticking with a resolution for a full year is more challenging than it sounds. Studies show that by December, the majority of people have abandoned their goal. I asked some students to guess just how many people they think will end up giving up.
I believe in people, so I'm going to guess like 35 to 40%. I feel like there's a good majority that keep up with it a little bit.
Like 75%-ish, like somewhere right around there. I don't know. I feel like a guess. I don't trust people in following through on New Year's resolutions.
What about you?
Well, basing it off of the fact that the number one New Year's resolution is to work out, I would say 90 to 95% of people will give up.
We were looking for an 80.
80? Oh, no.
You had too much faith.
I did. That's all right.
So it's actually in the middle. We're looking at 80%. So like right in between your two guesses. So
It's a solid number.
pretty good guess. We're like in the right area.
Yeah,
Right in the right range. Yeah, perfect. And for those of you that fall in that 80% category, don't worry. There's only 11 months left until you can take another shot. For Eagle Eye News, I'm Allison Thomas.
Great responses from everyone. Stick to it, Tigers. When we come back, you'll have a weather update with Annabelle Whetstone and a political update with Tessa Allen. You're watching Eagle Eye News at 6.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. My name is Annabelle Whetstone, here with your weather outlook for the rest of the week here on the Plains. Starting tomorrow, temperatures will gradually rise from the lows we've been seeing this week, up to the high 50s and low 60s. It looks like we will have sunny skies through Monday, followed by clouds until Friday. Moving on into the weekend, we should have full sun with temperatures in the high 50s and low 60s, perfect for spending time outside. That's all I have for you. When we come back, you'll have a political update from Tessa Allen. You're watching Eagle Eye News at 6.
Good evening and welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Tessa Allen with Eye on the Hill, here to give you all things politics. Let's get started with looking at the newest hearing the Supreme Court heard today. Back in 2025, President Trump imposed broad tariffs on foreign goods meant to help the American market, but these tariffs have gotten negative feedback and are argued to be unconstitutional. According to a new Marquette Law School poll, a majority of Americans want the U.S. Supreme Court to rule against President Trump on his sweeping tariffs. More than 6 in 10 adults surveyed last month say the court should uphold a lower court decision limiting the president's authority to impose tariffs. 56% say tariffs hurt the economy, while just 30% believe they help. Still, more than half of those surveyed think the justices are reluctant to rule against Trump. The Supreme Court has a conservative majority and has often allowed Trump's policies to move forward while cases are litigated. The justices heard oral arguments and have delayed decisions. Until then, many Americans are awaiting the ruling of this case. High schoolers around the nation have taken to exercising their right to freedom of speech by protesting ICE. Specifically, hundreds of students at Lafayette Jefferson High School in Indiana gathered together, walking out of school Wednesday in protest of ICE. Rachel Hulk reports.
Hundreds of Lafayette Jefferson High School students showing their support for immigrants, standing in solidarity against Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, also known as ICE. Students marched around the high school multiple times, hoping to make their voices heard.
I'm missing my lessons to teach you one. This is a peaceful protest to try to teach people that we truly care about these people.
Lafayette Jefferson High School is well known for its diverse population, many students proudly coming from immigrant families. Senior Giselle Garcia says standing up for what she believes in matters, no matter her age. Since she recently turned 18, she hopes to cast her vote in future elections that represent her beliefs.
Older generations think that we can't do anything, but we are the ones who have to live with the consequences of what the older generations choose, and that's not fair. My family can't speak up for themselves, but I can. I have a voice and I'm gonna use it. And this is my home. As much as I am very disappointed to see that we've gone to this point, but I believe that there is change.
As high schools across the country are protesting ICE crackdowns nationwide, Lafayette Jefferson High School students are joining, they say, to stand up for the friends they've seen impacted. Another student says she's not just speaking out, but on a path to a career helping immigrants.
I am actually studying to be an immigration lawyer and going down to IU Indianapolis and majoring in criminal justice. I'm actually really proud of everybody that's coming down over here.
Indiana Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith shares his input on the protests happening at high schools across the state.
I love the fact that students are passionate, right? Like they obviously have a voice and they should be free to share their voice. The question though becomes is it appropriate that they do it during school hours? But we see a lot of schools that are really just saying, well, we don't have a choice. We gotta let them do it. I just disagree with that. The 8 hours that they're in school, they need to be studying, they need to be educating. That's what our tax dollars go towards.
But to these Lafayette Jefferson students, they say it's important enough to miss a portion of one day of school, a cause they say is worth fighting for.
They're the ones with the guns, they're the ones with the tasers, and we're not supposed to be afraid. You guys are supposed to protect and serve, and we're the protecting.
Students at the high school I went to recently held their own protest in front of our school protesting ICE. ICE protests have even occurred here at Auburn University. That's all I have for you today, but when we come back, we'll go back to the desk for national news update. You're watching Eagle Eye News at 6. Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. Desperate search is underway for Nancy Guthrie, the mother of renowned television journalist Savannah Guthrie. Nancy was last seen Saturday night near her home, and investigators now believe she may have been abducted. Maribel Gonzalez is in Tucson, Arizona, with the latest on the investigation.
We are standing outside Nancy Guthrie's home where investigators say she was taken against her will. Officials are now making a plea for help, asking community members to submit any photos, videos, or tips that could shed some light on her whereabouts.
This isn't somebody who wandered off.
Taken from her home in the middle of the night against her will. That is what Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos believes happened to Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today anchor Savannah Guthrie. The 84-year-old woman was last seen Saturday night near her home in the Catalina Foothills area near Tucson, Arizona, where investigators say she lives alone.
It's not often that, it's never really that we see somebody in the middle of the night in their safe home environment in bed, all of a sudden disappear.
A family member reported Guthrie missing on Sunday after she failed to show up to church. Homicide detectives were dispatched to the Guthrie home where they found what they call concerning evidence. Law enforcement declined to say whether any evidence from the scene indicates Guthrie was hurt.
There were circumstances on scene that we believe are suspicious in nature.
Search and rescue teams, including volunteers, dogs, and Border Patrol agents and helicopters were dispatched to help. The search becoming more urgent by the minute, as investigators say Guthrie takes daily medication that is critical to her health.
The family told us she couldn't go 50 yards. That in and of itself is a concern.
When asked if Guthrie could be a case of kidnapping for ransom, given her daughter Savannah Guthrie's public profile, well, the Pima County Sheriff said that is not where the investigation is leading them. However, he is not dismissing any possibilities. His department is offering a $2,500 reward for information leading to an arrest. Reporting from Catalina Foothills, Arizona, I'm Maribel Gonzalez.
Officials in Fulton County, Georgia, are pushing back on a federal seizure tied to the 2020 election. On Wednesday, officials said they filed a motion seeking the return of election materials taken by the FBI during their search of the county's elections hub last week. They're also asking a judge to unseal the affidavit used to obtain that warrant.
All right, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for being here, particularly on such short notice. I mean, I know most of you, but I want to begin by saying that this is the election season, nationally, statewide, locally. There's been a lot of speculation about what we are doing, what we should be doing, advice and counsel from all quarters, particularly elected officials, would-be elected officials, and so forth. But I ask you to talk to us before reporting things that may not be factual, because this is a serious case.
665 boxes of ballots and election records were seized. The motion challenges the scope and legality of the seizure. It also asks the court to temporarily block the federal government from reviewing the materials while the case is pending.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is hosting a meeting in Washington aimed at shoring up vital supply chains. Delegates from more than 50 nations are expected at the first Critical Minerals Ministerial. Its goal is to create a new supply chain to bypass China for 60 minerals considered vital to the economy and national security. Right now, Beijing has almost complete control over rare earth minerals, but a lack of willingness is coming from many European nations. At least 2 diplomats say President Donald Trump's stance on Greenland makes it hard for them to want to support the U.S. in this endeavor. The State Department believes they will ultimately join because countering China is more important. That's all we have for you now. When we come back, you'll get an entertainment update from Olivia Oakley. You're watching Eagle Eye News at 6. Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Olivia Oakley, your entertainment news for the week. How do you like your horror films? On a desert island or in a submarine? Plenty of moviegoers opted for both this weekend. David Daniel has the early estimates for the top 5 films in theaters.
Don't come out until I come for you. Weapons free. Kill target on sight.
Shelter, the latest Jason Statham action thriller, began its run in 5th place with $5.5 million.
We've been official partners for 1 week. Happy anniversary.
Zootopia 2 made $5.8 million for 4th place and a domestic total of $409 million.
Here we go again.
Melania debuted 3rd. The $75 million First Lady doc made $7 million.
I'm seeing some voltage irregularities on the instrument, so keep an eye out for sparks or flames or anything like that.
Why would there be flames? You did test this thing, right?
This is the test.
Iron Lung, directed and self-financed by its star, YouTube's Markiplier, opened in 2nd place, earning $18 million on an estimated budget of less than $3 million.
Getting us out of here, that should be your focus, not being Susie Homemaker over here.
What did you just say to me?
Let's not forget, I'm your boss. You work for me.
We're not in the office anymore, Bradley.
Send Help, starring Rachel McAdams, debuted on top. The desert island duel between a survival-savvy office worker and her toxic boss led the way with $20 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
A Boys and Girls Club in Detroit is getting superstar support. Big Sean and Usher invested $1 million into the Innovation Hub, a 15,000 square foot facility inside the Michigan Central Boys and Girls Club. This Innovation Club aims to encourage the creativity of local boys and girls to set them up for success.
We were able to just figure out ways to give back in the community, you know, and one of the best investments I have truly ever made is in the future of Detroit.
Detroit is, you know, an extension of Atlanta's passion and love for, you know, it's a city that had to rise from the ashes. And in many ways, we all have adversity in life.
So what is it like to be in here and just see the investment that's being put into the kids of Detroit?
It's so awesome. As a Detroit native, I'm just so proud of our resurgence in all areas, whether it's downtown, whether it's midtown. We still got some work to do in the inner cities, obviously, but educating young people in this city has always been
The Innovation Hub will include a variety of studios for media production, podcasting, special effects, and fashion design. The unveiling was on Tuesday. For the first time in about 25 years, the Smithsonian National Zoo is welcoming a baby Asian elephant. She's a female calf, born on Monday, February 2nd, to 12-year-old mom Ni Lin and 44-year-old dad Spike. After 21 months of pregnancy, Ni Lin delivered her first offspring, and the zoo hopes this birth will increase the genetic diversity of this endangered species. The zoo has invited the public to take part in naming the calf while contributing to elephant care and conservation. People can submit their vote through a donation to the zoo. The zoo says that before her big debut, the calf will take a month or so to spend time bonding with her mom. That's all I have for you today. When we come back, you'll get a business consumer update from Lucy and Brady. I'm Olivia Oakley, and you're watching Eagle Eye News at 6.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. The Washington Post is going through with mass layoffs. On Wednesdays, employees were told to stay home and join a Zoom call where leadership announced what it called significant actions across the company. Sources say that includes shutting down almost the entire sports section and canceling the Daily Post Report podcast. The paper's Metro desk is also being restructured, and there are plans to shrink the paper's international coverage. Widespread layoffs have been expected for weeks, especially after leaders decided not to send reporters to the Winter Olympics, but later changed course. The uncertainty follows a turbulent year under owner Jeff Bezos, which saw changes to the opinion section that prompted its editor to leave the company. And subscribers canceled en masse after a planned endorsement of Kamala Harris was scrapped.
The supply of cattle in the U.S. has reached a 75-year low, forcing some meat processors to take a financial hit. Data from of Agriculture shows the price of beef rose by more than 16% in 2025. Tyson Foods covers about a fifth of the country's meat supply. It says it's lost $319 million during the final quarter of last year. Looking ahead, Tyson Foods predicts it could lose up to $500 million in beef business by the end of its fiscal year in September. The cattle shortage means processors will ultimately have to pay higher prices. The Ag Department released a semi-annual cattle report last week. It found the U.S. cattle herd shrunk by 300,000 last year.
Disney has announced who will take over for Bob Iger as CEO. That leadership role will go to Josh D'Amaro. He's the current chair of the company's parks division. That could be welcome news for investors who have watched Disney stock struggle for years. The company is involved in several highly competitive spaces like streaming TV and movies. Its theme park division, though, is seen by many as the Disney's rock. It can typically be counted on to deliver profits when other divisions struggle. We're out of time, but for more Auburn news, head over to our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, and check out our social media pages. I'm Brady Huneycutt.
And I'm Lucy Chapman. Thank you for watching, and War Eagle!